Lauren, this episode is called Mind the Gap. What do you think that means?
I don't know, but I'm pretty glad there's a gap between me and you right now, because if there wasn't, I have a feeling you'd be coming after me with a butcher knife.
I've had about 10 for fuck's sakes right now with you restarting everything.
I don't feel good. I had to look it up. Mind the gap in British culture, it's used whenever you get on the tube, which I'm assuming means the subway. There is a gap between the platform and the train. I think there's a gap.
What about the one between your ears? Because you're just spacing it, girl.
Oh my gosh. So they use it in their everyday culture, like mind the gap between your legs. Ha ha ha. That's euphemism. It's a double entendre. Or mind the gap in your shirts. I've had that problem. I understand. Mind the age gap in this episode, since we've got them in a lot of the couples, except for the British one. Isn't that ironic? 90 Day Fiancé, season 7.
Mm-hmm.
Episode 10.
Good job, Lauren.
Woo!
You got it out.
Let's watch.
Remote reality, yeah, that's the key. Unlocking stories wild and free. With the host, side by side. Channel surfers, let's ride.
Hey, channel surfers, welcome to Remote Reality. And if you're new here, make sure that you like and subscribe on any platform that you're on. It doesn't cost anything. It means the world to us. We're up to 95 subscribers on YouTube,
Yay.
which I know seems small, but when I tell you, it is huge in our hearts. The excitement, probably Dee's favorite part of doing this podcast today is us looking through the comments, especially after me doing a million different takes for this episode.
Yeah.
I'm Lauren, the attorney who overanalyzes everything and who loves reality TV. I even overanalyze my shows.
And I'm Dee, her paralegal, who she drugged kicking and screaming in front of a camera.
And I'm driving crazy today.
Yeah, it's only been 2 hours, and we're not even 5 minutes in.
One of your favorite parts of today is that we got a comment on TikTok from Minnow Berryman
Oh, yeah.
talking about the edit last week. I'm pretty sure it is Minnow. I didn't look for a blue check or anything because I was just really excited to read it. She said she doesn't normally drink, and last week's episode made it look like she had way too much and she was setting sail with Captain Morgan. I'm putting this in my own words, by the way. And her mom knows that. So after she had one drink, she took a sip of her mom's passion fruit mojito and she's like, oh, this is delicious. I think I'll order one. And her mom was like, do you want it virgin? Because she knew that more than one going to get her messed up.
Four on the floor.
My illness today is a hangover from the weather because it went from 80 degrees on Saturday to 20 degrees yesterday. The weather here is drunk in South Carolina.
Yeah. I'm really disappointed no flip-flops. Like, it's too cold for my flip-flops right now.
I'm actually under the covers in my pajamas right now. My 4-year-old was sick. It's probably whatever I have today. But yeah, so Minnow can't believe what the editing is like. And I told her we totally get it. That's one of my favorite things is looking for the edits. I told her that last week we thought that her aunt was being edited to be cold. And she's like, yes, you guys get it. I've read these reality TV contracts. They put in there that they can edit the people however they want. Producers, they own the footage. They own your image. Specifically, even if they present you in a light that's not true, you cannot sue them for defamation. Some people think that knowing about the edit spoils the show. I think it's fun. I think it's like a true crime episode. You are looking for the little clues to find out what the truth is versus what the producers are showing you. So I always have a good time with it. But yeah, 90 Day. The Other Way has been a great time. And we get started with Jenny and Sumit. We're riding in the car with the family on the way to the new cafe, creatively called Family Café, where they serve families. Like
what went into that? That name.
Now, I thought coffee was the star of Family Café, but it sounds like it's more experimental.
Yeah, they said chai is more popular there.
It's great in the fall. I should get you some chai tea. I usually put milk in it too. But coffee, it definitely has a distinct flavor that you're not going to get from a tea. It's going to have a little more bitterness than the tea. Apparently, in India, if people do drink coffee, they're drinking instant coffee.
Oh, so this fancy coffee machine is going to be a big hit if they make good coffee.
It's actually espresso. So that's a different bean. It's much stronger. A Starbucks, they use espresso beans. I mean, they have coffee too, but most of their drinks are made with espresso beans.
What's the difference between an espresso and a cappuccino?
A cappuccino is made with espresso, and it's just what's mixed into it. Cappuccino, it is espresso with steamed milk. And cafe americano, that is from Vietnam. The soldiers, the espresso was too strong because it's such a bitter, strong taste that they would water down the espresso for them. So they called it American coffee.
Gotcha. Okay.
So the whole family of Sumit is riding in the car and they're all chanting, cooking for money, cooking for money. I was like, I'm making potato rolls. I'm making potato rolls. It almost reminds me of the Griswolds.
I was thinking something like that. Yeah.
They're about to swerve and end up under a semi truck. It takes a little bit more than just cooking and money. Sumit's mom, Sadhna, starts cooking it. They're not making their own bread. They are using like Wonder bread. She's over there just cutting the crust off of a Wonder bread. I would think it would be less expensive to make your own bread and really just add to the quality of the flavor.
My guess would be the space. That is such a small space, and they really don't have space for equipment to bake and stuff.
Why not make the bread at home and then bring it to the location? Just like
Oh,
you would
true.
go
That
to the
could be
grocery
something
store,
like
buy the
that.
bread, and then bring it back, unless it takes
Well,
a
true.
lot of bread.
Well, it looked like she was cutting up quite a bit of bread. I don't know either. I thought it was interesting. They asked Jenny, though, what she was going to be doing, and she said making the coffee. That's her responsibility, and that's it.
Look, Sumit is right. It is an art. It's not just grinding up the espresso beans and pressing them in. When you make espresso, you have to steam the milk. You have to foam the milk. Sometimes you can do this cute little kawaii designs in the milk. I doubt we're going to be getting to that level, but
I think Jenny has a lot of issues cooking and fixing anything. So it's going to be interesting if she's going to be in charge of this coffee.
worst case scenario, just hand her some instant coffee and they won't know the difference.
If she can handle instant coffee.
We need to give Jenny a little credit. I mean, she's the one realizing that this is like shoving a bunch of sardines in a can. There is no space for everybody here.
That's true.
I thought this was going to be a coffee shop, but it looks like they're like serving a lot of different foods. They only have this little mini fridge. So is the food just sitting out all day? Also, if you're making potato bread, I've got questions. Putting potato on bread? I don't know.
Well, maybe we need to look that up too.
So yeah, apparently you cut off the crust, make mashed potatoes with some like peas, vegetables, seasonings, and then you roll the bread around it and then fry the bread. It looks
sounds kinda good.
I don't know if I'd want it with coffee. I wonder if they're doing any like flavors or milk. Like, are you going to have a pumpkin spice with your potato bread roll? We've got the new Family Café sign, and very much like Christmas vacation, everybody's standing outside when Clark Griswold plugs it up and boom, it works. It just doesn't take out all of the electricity in the shopping area.
That's a good
Speaking of
analogy.
signs, that was not the only sign. They have their menu up. So let's see exactly what Family Café is serving. We've got bread rolls, of course, sandwiches, tea and coffee, French fries, eggs. You could either get them fried, scrambled, or with cheese. This is kind of reminding me of a Waffle House.
I don't know how familiar everybody is with Waffle House. That's a Southern thing. I was going to say Bojangles, but they don't have Bojangles in the North.
Damn
either.
it.
Anybody that's been to like Cracker Barrel, their
But it's
breakfast
more
menu is
like
kind
a
of what
diner.
Waffle House has all day long.
You order a lot of things a la carte. Number 6, butter toast and buns. So again, Waffle House, but that's usually a side. Like you get a side of eggs, you get a side of toast with butter
Yeah.
or a biscuit. Number
Yeah.
7 is pasta, red or white. And number 8 is Maggi. I had to look up what Maggi is. Maggi. It's ramen noodles. You guys, Jenny Spaghetti really is going to be slinging noodles here.
Oh,
This is their business plan.
It might be a hit because it's close to the college. Food that's easy to just grab and go.
Spaghetti?
I don't know.
When was the last time you grabbed and go spaghetti?
True. You got me there. I'm getting a headache, so I'm not thinking clearly. But the whole concept, I thought, was to cater to the college student.
Well, I guess Jenny has 40 years experience cooking on them. So there's that. Now they're making the potato bread. It smells delicious. Father Sumit is going into the bathroom to get some water out of the spigot. Sumit has a meltdown. He's like, no, this is near the toilet. We are not getting water out of the bathroom. This is not how I'm going to run my kitchen. The water looked clear. You see the potatoes in it, but he's saying it's not filtered. His parents are telling him everyone in this food court area uses this water. And Jenny is going, oh, well, maybe that's why people get sick in India. Sumit dumps everything out and says they're going to restart tomorrow. What's your take on this, Dee? Is Sumit overreacting?
I was a little confused. I don't know what he meant by unfiltered water. Like, is it just because it comes out of the tap he doesn't think it's filtered? Or is there a particular line that was unfiltered? I don't know what to think. So if it's something that he's concerned about as far as it not being filtered, then he's probably not overreacting. But if it's already filtered water, just because it's coming out of a spigot in a bathroom is not the same.
I would think it would all be coming out of the same pipes. If there's a filter, it would probably be added to the spigot or the fountain, kind of like the attachments you can get in your kitchen, or when you have an ice maker, you add a filter to it. Even at that, though, they're boiling this water,
which should take care of any issues.
Exactly. And everybody is using it. And like his parents said, if you had an issue with this, it's go time. You should have had a plan B before today. We are opening tomorrow. We are prepping the food for our grand opening. How do you not know that that's where the water is coming on before right now, after we've started cooking? This is why business planning is important. I'm worried about Family Sumit, and I'm going to take team parents on this. I don't see the issue. This is how everybody in the food court is prepping it. How does he know if there's a filter? Maybe they do have a filter on that because it's in a place where all the food places use it. Is a filter something that's obvious and stands out? Is it something he can go to the Home Depot and get? Is this just something for the edit?
Idea. We did a lot of speculating, but you're right. It all boils, if it's being boiled, it shouldn't matter.
Boils down to that. It boils down to that. Dee, what did you think of this blessing?
Let's hope it's better than the TikTok affirmations. What I thought was kind of ironic is Sumit had thrown such a fit over the unfiltered water with his parents. And then this blessing is done with water, holy water, and cow urine. The guy comes in and he's flinging it all over the inside of this restaurant where they're cooking and preparing food. There's cow urine going everywhere, and you're throwing a fit at your parents a day before over freaking what you think is unfiltered water coming from the bathroom
that's being boiled. Urine has ammonia in it. I don't know. I don't know.
I don't know
either.
either.
A lot of other stuff carried in it. So.
All I know is
that was a contradiction.
If I seen somebody flinging cow urine and water around a restaurant, that I would be ordering anything from there to eat. No.
Well, this is their culture and this is their spiritual belief.
I understand what you're saying, but no.
I'm sure we do weird things too.
I'm sure we do. Absolutely 100%. I'm just not going to eat if I see that. But anyhow.
Now, this is kind of like their grand opening.
This is like a soft open.
What's the difference between a grand opening and a soft opening?
I think a soft opening is a selective group of people that come in and you see how everything runs before the main opening. So they call
before
it like
you give them the Viagra and make it a hard opening?
Yeah. Good one. So they're handing out food. They had discussed this before they started it. Jenny was thinking samples, like grocery store
Costco samples.
Yeah.
Little taste.
they're giving out like full-blown plates of free food, and it's like 100 people there, and they're just handing out this food, and she's like, "We're not making any money. You're handing out these full plates. If you had done the samples and they liked it, then they would come to the restaurant and
and spend
purchase
money.
purchase the meat."
The sister comes back and says, "We're new here. They need to get to know how we are and how our food is. Look, if they can take one bite and forget it, then maybe Jenny's
Mhm.
spaghetti needs to go and up that ragu recipe." I agree with Jenny. Give them a bite so they go and buy it.
Yeah. Before she even said anything, I'm like, "Why are they giving the food away?" And then she started talking about it, and I was like, "Oh, well, that's not our samples."
That's not a sample. That's the whole thing. So I guess that's just customary. Or
Well, or they
they
don't
just don't
know.
have any business
Sense.
savvy. Mm-mm.
Mhm. Yeah.
I'm gonna go with part 2.
That's what I'm going with, because even Jenny knew, "Why are you doing full plates?" Those potato things look pretty good, though. Mhm.
They weren't giving out drinks. So maybe they would get thirsty and come taste the coffee, the cow-urine coffee. That's the flavor.
That was the other thing in this segment. Jenny can't figure out how to make the coffee. The sister-in-law
Mm,
keeps showing her, and she's just not processing how to use this machine at all. And that was the one
look,
thing she was supposed to be responsible for.
yeah, right.
Yeah, Jenny,
You
Jenny,
know she's
Jenny.
making the Jenny spaghetti. That's her specialty. That's what they told the guy when they went to go get the kitchen equipment, his
Mhm.
friend that put them on a layaway plan for a month. They were like, "Yeah, Jenny's gonna make her spaghetti. She's not just making coffee."
Maybe that's the red noodles, the red
Well,
sauce with the
it said
one
red or white.
red or white. Yeah. Yep, you're right.
The white's just sour cream. No.
It's probably Alfredo, I was thinking, but maybe they don't do Alfredo there. What would the white sauce be?
No, it probably is Alfredo. I was just being cheeky. It's
Oh,
probably canned Alfredo. It's not even like melt the mozzarella and the Parmesan and the heavy cream and add some garlic. This is open up a can of ragu and there you have
dump it
it.
in. Well, that's all her spaghetti is anyway.
Exactly. Why change something that's not broken?
You think she'll cut up little hot dogs in her spaghetti?
Cook and get paid. Cook and get paid. Cook and get paid.
Cook and make
See,
money.
they were manifesting that on the way to this. Uh, And somehow they massively failed because all they did was give out free food.
We're in Australia with Pattiya and Dylan
And the kangaroo.
and the kangaroos. He is such a gentleman. They're getting ready to go furniture shopping for that beautiful bedroom or
Living
living
room.
room. Yeah, living room.
And
That's
I am
right.
glad that these are not cream colored sofas.
Me too. I was thinking
I
it
would
was
say
gonna
they're
be, like, almost
off-white.
white.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would do
Nice neutral color. I would go neutral so that you can change everything around them and not have to buy a new couch.
that's good for an investment.
Yeah, that's just me. That's the way I would do it anyhow. And she says that she looks for durability, comfort. What was the other one? I can't remember.
Quality
Durability, comfort,
and
quality. Yes, yes.
quality. Which does that mean expensive?
Look, probably.
She can't help it. She has expensive
Probably.
taste.
He's like, "The price. You gotta at least kinda, like, graze the price tag." And it was funny because when he said that, she gave him, like, this little side stink eye look.
It was so cute. She was ribbing him in the ITMs. She's like, "I
Mhm.
can't help I have
Yes.
expensive taste." And she's just smiling. He was smiling too.
Do you think it's the edits? They're just making up a story for these 2 to have a problem?
Maybe. I think we get a lot of that this season. Now, what did you
Yeah.
think of the movie theater sectional?
I mean, that's everything all in one. So if you're that kind of a person, which I kind of tend to be, I think that that would be a good option.
I do like sectionals, but I'm not a big fan of like the lazy boy style sectionals. I like
Mhm.
a little bit more modern when it comes to a sectional, and I wanted a sectional for my living room. I ended up though buying couches, recliners, um, and I'm not
Mhm.
mad about it. I like that I can walk through the living room on either side.
Mhm. Yeah. That's a good point too. I guess it would depend on the size of the room. I didn't think their living room was like a huge open space like we see a lot big sectional would fit it. It would overwhelm the space.
Well, it could be a smaller sectional. Dylan says, look at the price tags. Price tag matters. And what we're looking at is a $2,700 sofa, $2,100 sofa. And Dylan goes, well, something $1,000 would be more reasonable. But we don't see anything. What is the $1,000 option? I want to know.
Yeah, we've not looked at that. We can't give our honest opinion until we see the $1,000 option as well.
I'm open, though. I am open to other alternatives. You don't buy the first thing that you see. Shop around and you find the thing that's right, and you will know it when it's right. Although Pattiya, her compass might be pointing her to like the expensive stuff. Dylan's main concern with price is that Pattiya has some debt. So they have an honest conversation here, which is so important. Finances are important in a relationship, to have that conversation with your partner.
Absolutely. He asked her how much debt she had. And she said, he said, I want an honest answer. Give me, the truth. And she was like 20,000. She has like 5 credit cards, all maxed out.
All maxed out. And he doesn't understand how they're maxed out. Oh, sometimes that's the interest. If you go online, you can find these credit card calculators. You put in the balance, your interest rate, either the monthly payment or how long you want to pay it off. And it will tell you, if you put the monthly payment in, how long it will take, or if you put how long you want it to pay it off, how much the monthly payment should be. It's kind of mind blowing when you see how that interest by the time people come to see us, I feel like so many of them have paid back what they borrowed plus some because of the interest. I know with my student loans, which were a way lower interest rate than credit cards, they were like 6.8%, 3.4%. I paid back double what I borrowed, like $148,000 to pay off $74,000. Took 13 years.
Crazy.
It is crazy.
It shouldn't be allowed, actually.
Well, I know in the US, like at least in South Carolina, we don't have laws that regulate interest. I've seen credit cards with over 1,000% interest.
Insane.
So I'm not saying that this is what Pattiya has. I'm just saying that even a small amount of interest can make a huge difference, and it can max out your credit card, because with capitalization, interest that's not paid becomes principal. And if you're making that minimum payment, you're not covering all the interest for the month, and that balance just goes up every month. So she has a reason that she's found herself in this situation.
Yeah, she said it was his fault.
It's always
they
the
lived
man's
in
fault.
Yeah.
I'm
Where
kidding.
they lived, Thailand.
Yes. Remember, they had moved to Thailand, and she was talking to her friends at work about this before she left. She had sold everything. She went there with just a bag. So when she came back, she had to start over completely from scratch. Now, Dylan makes a good point. This was 4 years ago. Before they went to Thailand, she was in $60,000 in credit card debt and paid it off. And she's had a great paying job for 4 years, and she still has 20 left. Maybe she had more than 20, and she's been putting that money to paying that down.
Maybe 20 is what's left.
Maybe 20 is what's left.
But he was talking about her. Oh my gosh. I wrote down stripper spree, because she could go on these shopping sprees and spend like $10,000 to $15,000.
I want to go
Like, what's that like?
What's it like to be born hot and be able to have that job?
I know.
$10,000 to $15,000? Wild. I just want to go with her just to see what it looks like when somebody goes and spends that kind of money. I know multimillionaires that don't spend money like that. Like, I've never seen something like that before.
We need to go and take stripper lessons.
D.
Maybe she can do us makeovers.
D. They will pay us to put our clothes back on.
I know.
This is not going to work out the way.
Get off the pole.
When I am melting down the pole because I have 0 arm strength, you're going to pay us to go back. That could be a plan.
I would be like,
but I don't think we're going to make the kind of money that Pattiya does. She is hot to trot, and she's so flirty with him in the ITM. She's like, I can't help, I have expensive taste. I just think it's so adorable. But this is serious, and he's right. He's worried about the cost of these loans. I'm a debtor's attorney. Dylan is making a great point here. Look, just buy some furniture that will get you by while you pay off this debt. because right now it is costing you X amount of dollars a day just to have that loan out. So if you've got a
Right.
place to sit and you pay off that loan, then you stop paying money just to have debt out. Like that's what
Mm.
interest is. It's the cost of having debt, and it's a penalty. You just pay it until it's paid off. You are just throwing money into a hole while you have debt, because you're not just paying off the debt and filling up the hole, you're also paying for the cost of the loan. And then once you do that, you can take that extra money and invest it and start earning interest, start making money off of your money. So I don't think this is a bad idea to pay off this debt. Now, the way that Pattiya is suggesting paying it off, I don't think is a great idea either. She's suggesting that Dylan sell one of his rental properties, which that's income. That is passive income for him. Houses, at least in the US, tend to appreciate in value. So they're an investment of themselves. Buy them, the price tag goes up. You sell them and you make money that way at some point. And maybe they're at a place where that's already gone up. Just keep, unless you get into a crash like we did back when I started bankruptcy practice back in like 2009, most of the time you see appreciation. So yeah, I don't think that's a great option anyway.
Well, I wouldn't want to do it anyway. If I owned something like that, I would not want to sell it to pay somebody else's debt off,
Now, if I
no
were
matter how
Dylan and
much I love
Pattiya,
them.
because he says that he hasn't gotten a ring yet because he's worried about her spending and the implications on their future once they're married and their finances are combined, I would go talk to an attorney about this in Tasmania. I just did some quick internet research. It looks like the law may be similar to what it is here. It's very possible that Pattia's creditors could not go after Dylan for her debt.
Right.
Also, if this is debt from the United States, they would have to get a foreign judgment. It's a very complicated collection process. There aren't any treaties on collecting consumer debt. So I would talk to somebody local and see how aggressive US creditors are in Australia. I guess it's probably not very aggressive. It probably costs
Yeah.
more to pursue somebody halfway around the world. But talk to somebody local. This is why the information doesn't hurt. People think it's scary to call us, but worst thing we can say is you're going to have to pay it back.
It's not an option for you.
Well, have to pay it back, which you did when you stepped in the door. So it doesn't
Right.
make a difference. And that usually is not a response we have. There's usually something that can be done. There's been a handful of times, but anything else with Dylan Pattiya for this segment? Oh my gosh.
No,
my
I think
brain.
that was it. They pretty much were just covering her debt. And
My
I
favorite.
totally
My
get
favorite
it.
subject.
I
Yeah.
know.
But I see both sides. It's fun to shop too. I get
No
that.
kidding.
I'm a little envious. I want to go shopping with Pattiya. I won't spend anything, but I just
I
want to look
want that
cool
kind
while
of a
she's spending
shopping spree.
$15,000.
I know.
Maybe
The
they'll give me a
sad
free
thing is
shampoo.
yeah. I'm just thinking the sad thing is even my brain, if somebody gave me $15,000 and told me to go shopping, I'd be like, okay, what can I spend this on other than shopping? I'd be like,
Government bonds,
paying
stocks,
stuff, you know?
a Roth IRA.
Yeah, exactly. I'd be thinking the opposite of buying.
Same. But I think that
Yeah.
is a long time of us helping debtors. It has made me more cautious with spending.
Yeah.
Greta and Matthew. The first comment Dee had was, "Oh my God, hot chocolate."
I know. I was
Might
just
have been
telling you.
tea.
Yeah, I was just telling you earlier I had got stuff to start making hot chocolate since it's getting so cold here because that's my favorite in the winter.
Especially with little Baileys in it.
I'll do that too.
The music coming into this tea is very suspenseful. It's like, dum, dum. I mean, like, that'd be Law and Order. Sam Waterston around here. What's happening? What's happening at the Lavender Bee Tea Room? Well, all of Greta's insecurities are swirling around and falling down on her. The money, where are they going to live? She's having a rough start. And even though she and Matthew have named their children, planned what schools they're going to, what hobbies they're going to have, how many of them they're going to have, all as recently as 6 months ago, she's on the fence now. And she's going to tea with Matthew's family, his aunt, his mom, and his brother's fiancé. And she decides to tell them this. Well, I don't know that she decides to tell them this as much as she just kind of blurts it out after an emotional moment. They're enjoying some English breakfast tea and a delightful array of pastries and sandwiches. And the aunt is talking about how great Christmas has been for the last few years with her, but she remembered Greta saying that wasn't her typical memory of Christmas. And this part was so sad. So after
It
Greta's
was.
mom died, her dad had a girlfriend who threw away the handmade ornaments that she and her mom and sister had made because they were ugly. And she remembers
What a
trying to hide the ornaments in the
what a
tree.
bitch. Who does
Mhm.
that to kids?
A psychopath that has no empathy? Like, who in
This
their
woman's
right
a monster.
mind?
She's a
Those
monster.
aren't yours to throw away. It's
And what
horrible.
the hell kinda dad lets this woman do that?
I wonder if he knew.
Well, that's a possibility, but if he did and he let that woman throw that stuff away, how dare he? That's awful. This is a horrible
Awful.
story.
And Matthew's mom gives her a hug and she's like, "Don't worry, honey.
Mm.
We will have our own Christmases. You're going to be a part of the tradition. You can make ornaments and put them on our tree. And your kids, you can make ornaments with your kids and put them on our tree."
Mhm. Yeah, and that's when Greta told them that she's having all this anxiety, not sure if she wants to have kids,
You know, I
hoping
think
it's
it's
a
a test run.
phase.
She thinks she needs to run this by Matthew, so let's drop it on his mom and just let her know. I don't want to disappoint you, but I'm
Mhm.
not sure.
Yeah, I think mom's a little shocked by the look on her face. I mean, you don't date somebody for what, 2 or 3 years, and all of a
Plan out all
sudden
your kids.
yeah, you don't do all of that and then say, "Okay, I think I might not want to have kids."
Well, she asks, and Matthew asks the same question. So then after this posh tea, it is very posh,
Mhm.
they
Mhm.
Matthew and Greta go to this orchard and they're picking apples for these pigs. They're cute little pigs. They're like furry. They're like little
Mhm.
puppies or something. And so Matthew and his mom have the same thought. Is it because of your childhood trauma? Is it because you lost your mom and what you had to
Mhm.
go through? And Greta tells Matthew, no, like if anything, that would make me want to give my kids the life I didn't have.
Mhm.
Now, I can kind of relate to this. How old is Greta? She in her late 20s?
I think so,
So, I
mid
mean,
to
I'm
late.
older. I always wanted kids, and then we decided to start trying to have a kid. That is scary. She's a logical person too. You're just like, is this going to be really painful? Like, how bad is this going to be? And then it's life changing decision.
Mhm.
Right? Well, Shine is back of the Luke and Madeline saga, although Madeline is not. And Madeline, I don't think knows that Luke is meeting up with his good pal Brian.
Yeah, she don't like Brian. She don't want
But
him hanging out with him.
he talks some mad trash about her. Even Luke says that in the ITMs. It's like he's not saying anything really nice. Now, Brian, we saw him at the bachelor party. He was one of the guys there, and he was explaining how it is all Madeline's fault that he got divorced. She started some rumor about him, and it resulted in his divorce. Something's missing here. I went and looked up. So this was 90 Day Love in Paradise season 4. I'm going to go watch this. I need to know what happened. I'm not buying that Madeline is the reason he got divorced. There's more to that story.
I don't know. Maybe I'll have to watch it too.
I
I'd
mean,
like to know.
that's wild.
I mean, it's a pretty bold statement.
It is. You've got a great husband and you're going to believe somebody who he was apparently telling Luke that she like had a party and had some guys spend the night. And I don't know. I've got to go back and
Mm-mm.
watch it. But as his wife, wouldn't you say, oh, okay, yeah, this girl is sketchy. And obviously she's lying on my angel of a husband.
I mean, obviously the girl believed whatever Madeline said, so
Well, she was friends with Madeline too. Would Madeline
may
make up stuff and hurt her friend just to get back at her friend's boyfriend?
well, that I don't know.
It's crazy.
I mean,
This is some
I
pretty
know
bold
you
stuff.
yeah, you really like her. She's not like, she's my least favorite on this show, so I can't really say whether she would make up stuff or not.
I just think something's missing here.
Yeah,
Or
we're gonna have to go back and watch that.
we have to. Like, every time he said this, I'm like,
What
really?
happened on
She's the
that show?
reason
Yeah.
you got
Yeah.
divorced. Um, Now she can't tell Luke who to hang out with. So, of course, I disagree with that. It's the same as this whole Chloe thing. It doesn't matter that she doesn't like his friend.
Mhm.
Although, with the Chloe situation, she doesn't like Johnny's friend because she thinks that she can't trust Johnny if he's out with somebody who would be out with
Mhm.
girls. Whereas in this case, Brian is straight up trying to sabotage Madeline.
Well, or he's saying his truth, what he believes.
Well, what's his truth?
I don't know, whatever he's
He's
saying
not
about
saying
her.
anything.
He's
He is
saying that she broke up his marriage. So to him, if that's what he believes, that's the reason why he's trash
that's
talking her.
nothing new to Luke. But he's sitting there saying, "Oh, that sounds real healthy," because and it's not. It's absolutely not. I mean, I have to agree with him there, but he's going, "Why are you with her? You tell
Mm,
me that she doesn't even talk to you for days. Why is he with her? Why is he with her, Brian? Because he can't take no for an answer. Because apparently she's got that crystal cunt and he needs some jewels.
it's made of gold.
He is hypnotized. Your boy keeps screwing her over and she keeps saying, go away. And he won't go away. He keeps convincing her he needs to come back, saying, oh, yeah, well, let's have this business together. But I want to marry you too. And it's not going to be enough. So he asked Luke, which is a smart question, why do you want to marry her? That's he wants to marry her basically for a green card. Whoa. Plot twist. His first answer, at least according to the edit, again, according to the edit, is I want the life that you have, Brian. I see you being an entrepreneur here in Colombia and the life that you're living. I want that too.
Oh, see, I didn't put that statement together with needing her for a green card.
Why do
That
you
went
like
right over
her?
my head.
And that's why his first reason was. Second reason, and you know what? She's running his business. He had a business with what, jewelry and sunglasses that he couldn't get off the ground. The only successful businesses he's running are the ones that she's attached to. So if he wants this entrepreneur life, he's going to need Madeline. Second thing he says is, when I'm with her, I feel good. Well, what about when you piss her off and you're not with her? You're really pretty
Or just
miserable
when,
then.
well, or just when he pisses her off and he is with her.
Oh no, he's happy.
Not, yeah.
I don't know. She
I don't
keeps
know
telling
why
him to
he's
go away
staying
every
with her.
time he pisses her off. So
I don't know why he's staying with her.
Brian is going, you're not giving me any reasons for her. And then he says, I'm afraid to be alone.
Oh,
That's
I
not
know
a reason
people
to
like
marry
that.
someone.
Yeah, I know people like that.
But that's not a reason.
I know it's not a reason, but I totally know people that are like that. I am not one of those kind of people. I'm like, just
Brian
leave me
is
alone.
going, these are not reasons, Luke. These are not reasons. Maybe you don't want to get in trouble for statutory if he leaves her and she goes and tells what age she really was when they got together. I mean, she said 3 years at one point. She's 20 years old. That would make her 17. I don't know what the rules are in Colombia.
Well, were they on that show together?
No.
Or was she just the friend of
No,
Brian's wife?
90 Day Love in Paradise is
Mhm.
a story about people that go on vacation and they meet somebody.
Okay, so what season was she on? What year would it
4.
have been?
I
Okay,
already
so
said that. I don't know.
yeah.
We'll have to go back and watch it.
Yeah,
We
I'm
don't
sure that she probably had to be 18 to be on that show.
Why?
Well, I would just think they would want her to be a legal adult if she was on that show.
And what's
It's
the
a
age of legal adulthood in Colombia?
I don't know, was the show it was in Colombia when they did it. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. It's been a long day.
You know what?
It's
We
like
don't need to hash this out for the channel surfers. We will figure this out later. But Brian is like, sell her to me. Tell me a legit reason. You know what? His reasons are his reasons. Brian's
Mhm.
just trying to get in there and stir some shit up. And then Luke starts talking about how he's not feeling like he's his best self right now because of his financial problems, which maybe you should be in a good place when you settle down with somebody.
Yeah, we've said that too. before. I don't think these two are ready to get married in any way, shape, or form. And I don't know why he keeps chasing after her when she keeps pushing him away.
It's toxic. I mean, I agree with Brian there. This is toxic. And then Brian asks, how much do you spend on Madelien, like in a year? And the only answer we see is a lot. There's no explanation. It could be cut and edited from any point, but he says a lot. And then we go into the diary rooms, and you can tell this is Franken edited. We hear Luke say that Brian's saying some nasty shit, and you don't see him saying this. They're cutting between B-roll of them sitting at the table and then him talking in the ITMs. So, and you can hear a little bit of the pitch change between that and when Luke says, but there's some truth in that. So I think the truth in that was a different conversation. And then he says, I bought at her cars. I've bought her a beauty studio. I pay her rent. I pay for her food. I pay for everything. My question is she also getting paid by you for running these businesses? Or are you paying the rent for the beauty salon because you are the financial investor in the business and she is doing all the work? And then instead of paying her a salary, you're paying for her rent? Or is she just, are you giving her money just to stash away and still paying for her rent? Remember, they are more entwined than other couples. Their finances are merged together with these businesses.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder how that is handled. Or is he
Mm.
just thinking, I put money into this business. That was a big investment on my part. I deserve so much back. Like, I'll pay your rent and pay for your food, but the rest of it is going to go to pay off my debt. He also says that Brian says, since the moment that Luke met Madelien, he's been in the same situation and nothing has changed, which to me says you were in debt when you met her and she hasn't taken these businesses off the ground to get you out of debt. It could mean that. Because he said when you
Yeah.
met her, you were in that situation and nothing's changed since you met her. Nothing's changed since you met her means you were in debt when you met her. I don't know.
I don't know. It's a confusing.
We got to
it's
go back and watch this
confusing.
other thing.
Mm-hmm.
But the proof is in the pudding. Like, actions speak louder than words. This person was homeless at 12 and figured stuff out herself. So now all of a sudden at 18 years old, she starts relying on somebody and relying on them by putting all this work into making their businesses work and then just not giving them any of the profit, I guess, letting them go into debt while she takes all of the money and stockpiles it away. He said the only profitable business he had was the beauty shop and the hotel that's getting off the ground, but she's the one putting the work into making it work. They are just so commingled at that point. I don't think that's why he leaves. He wants this business. That was his number one answer, at least for the edit. So again, this is edited. This maybe was not his number one answer. Very possibly his number one answer was, I love her. She's amazing. She's the love of my life. And we just didn't see that. But at least for the edit, the number one answer is, I want the life that you have. And who's the one running these businesses? He wants to be an entrepreneur. He's putting money into it. He's tried to do a business before. Didn't happen. Madelien is his ticket there and his ticket to being an entrepreneur that's successful. I don't know. We need to watch more. But I've got questions. And yeah, I'm gonna go back and watch that. All right, channel surfers. Well, that is it for this episode of 90 Day the Other Way. Thank you for listening. Hopefully I'm feeling a little bit better now. Although I think Dee is getting sick. She's like, got a headache.
I got
Lauren's
it.
driving
It's
me
the
nuts.
lights, and I have my lights on or my glasses on too. So,
well, thank you for listening. Make sure you hit like and subscribe, and we will see you at the very latest next week with Sister Wife. Bye.
let's ride.